Hello students, welcome back to this online course of Water Resource Engineering. So in the previous lecture I have given you this problem to solve. So let us solve. Some of you have given the correct answers. So let us solve. Not all of you are responding. So it's okay. First part was we have to do the classification of irrigation water depending upon the various concentrations. So first thing we are going to do is we will calculate the SAR value. So SAR, this is the formula given. After putting the values, we are getting SAR is 14.67 and the electrical conductivity is 200 micromoles per centimeter at 25 degrees Celsius. So for these two values, if you have to check the table. So after checking the table, you can say that the given water is classified as C1H2 water. Okay. So first part we have done, we have classified the water. Now second part is we have to tell the problems. So in fine textured soils, the medium sodium, that is H2 water, may create the following problems. First is soil becomes less permeable. It starts crusting when dry, it becomes plastic and sticky when wet, and its pH increases towards that of alkaline soil. So these problems arises for H2 type of water. Now what are the remedies? So as I have told you, gypsum addition either to soil or to water is suggested to overcome sodium hazards posed by the given water. So in this way you have to solve this type of problems. So now let us start a new topic. New topic is water requirements of crop. Now we are going to see how we are going to calculate the requirement of water requirement of different crops depending upon different conditions. So that we will come to later. So let me just start this. So every crop requires a certain quantity of water after a certain fixed interval throughout its period of growth. So as human beings we need food for like at particular interval throughout our lifetime. In same way you can say for plant growth it require water, and that too at a fixed interval throughout its growth period. So if natural rain is sufficient and timely, two conditions are there. It should be sufficient and it should be timely, so as to satisfy both these requirements. What are these requirements? The quantity and the interval. It is not like if in the whole 1 year out of 365 days, if one day it is going to rain heavily, it is not going to serve our purpose. We need the water quantity as well as its duration also is important. If these two conditions are provided by natural rainwater, then no irrigation water is required for raising that crop. Clear? So if we are getting our water at a fixed interval from the natural rainwater, so we don't need any irrigation to raise that particular type of crop. So in England or particularly in Europe, for example, the natural rain falling regularly throughout the year satisfies both these requirements for practically all the crops. Okay, and therefore irrigation is not significantly needed in England. In England you will not see many canals, you are not going to see many irrigation system. Why? Because there is natural rainfall. It is in quantity also it is there, and it is falling regularly throughout the year. So this is satisfying our need. So we don't need any irrigation water. But in a tropical country like India, the natural rainfall is either insufficient or the water does not fall regularly as required by the crops. But in India, in our country, you might have feel that monsoon is for 1 month, 2 month maximum, and also it is not. It is concentrated for those 2 months or 3 months, whatever is the duration for that particular year, but we are sowing the crops throughout the year. So for that we need water at like regular water source should be there. So that's why we need irrigation water. Since the magnitude as well as the frequency of the rainfall varies throughout a tropical country, certain crops may require irrigation in certain parts of the country, and the same crop may not require any irrigation in some other part of the country. So depending upon the location also, the need of water varies. Same crop, if we are like, let us say if a crop is sown first is in Rajasthan, that too in, let's say, very like Churu is a place, it is having very high temperatures. So if we are sowing there, so water requirement will be high because temperature is very high. But if some humid state is there, some humid location in there like northeast, where there is the temperature is not that high and also rainfall is there, so their water requirement will be less. So water requirement of a particular crop depends upon the location also. What is the next point? The area where irrigation is a must for agriculture is called the arid region. So where we must require irrigation water, where rainfall is not that much, not in the quantity of irrigation water is not much. So if in that area we are going to need irrigation water, so we are calling that area as arid region. While the area in which inferior crops can be grown without irrigation is called a semi-arid region. The term water requirement of a crop means the total quantity of water and the way in which a crop requires water from the time it is sown to the time it is harvested. So crop is sown, let us say, at 1st of September, and it is going to be harvested, it is going to be cultivated on, let's say, 15th of October. So the crop period is 45 days, and the total water from 1st September to 15th October will be termed as water requirement of that particular crop. So the water requirement will vary with the crop as well as with the place. This point I have discussed. For different crops, water requirement is different. For same crop at different location, water requirement will be different. In other words, different crops will have different water requirements, and the same crop may have different water requirements at different places of the same country, depending upon the variations in climate, type of soil, method of cultivation, and useful rainfall, etc. So this point I have discussed, like same crop if we are sowing at different places of a same country, then also we are going to have different requirement of same crop. So in the next lecture we are going to see what is crop period or base period. So this is all for today. Thank you.